Hello everyone, welcome back to AutoTrend TV. I'm here with Prajesh again from CHANDRA Hyundai Coimbatore today, and I am here with the newly launched new generation Hyundai Creta EX variant. This is not the basic variant, instead this is the second variant of the Hyundai Creta lineup. This here is the 1.5 liter CRDI diesel engine equipped EX variant of the new Hyundai Creta, and as you can see, this is quite similar to the S variant which I had previously reviewed. Similarly, you get the very same projector headlamp unit instead of those fancy LED kind of units you may have seen on the high spec variants over there. This is a singular projector headlamp unit with LED units, but these LED units are not daytime running. Instead, these are just parking lamps. Lower down you can see that this car lacks front fog lamps. Instead, you get this one singular unit for the indicator lights on both sides. The front grille does not have any sort of chrome highlights. Instead, it gets this brushed metal kind of finish, which itself kind of looks better than the chrome detailing, but still it's a personal preference. From the front, this car looks really good, especially in this mulberry red color. It is really nice. Moving on towards the sides, you can notice that this car does not get any sort of alloys or sort of alloy like looking steel wheels also. This is just plain steel wheels with wheel caps. Of course, these are 16-inch wheels, which is a really good thing because even the spare wheel is of a similar size. You do not get a space saver kind of spare wheel or anything. It is a proper spare wheel. I'll just show you when I open the boot. Apart from that, you get to see body colored ORVMs and door handles. Along with that, you also get this standard sort of silver design element around the window area. So that is also really a good thing. It is a Creta signature design element, and that I suppose many people will like. Moving on towards the rear, you get this LED tail lamp design, which is standard across all variants. However, for this entry level variant, you get sort of a toned down design, but the design is similar. It's only the detailing which is sort of different. So from the rear, this is how the EX variant looks like. It is still good to look at, except for certain weird design elements such as this long wide stretch of black, piano black design thing, but it's still okay, it's acceptable. You get the large Creta badging at the center right below the Hyundai logo, and you can also see that this variant lacks any sort of reverse parking camera or anything. Usually the reverse parking camera is located somewhere over here on the higher variants, but this variant does not get that. You get only 4 reverse parking sensors, which is a really good thing. It is standard across all variants, across all cars, so that is also a good thing. You get reverse lamps over here on the bumper on either side, so that is also really very good. This car does not have any sort of rear defogger or rear wash wipe function. You do not get a rear wiper. However, you get a shark fin antenna, which kind of adds to the aesthetics of this car. So this is not so basic when you look at from the outside, but it's still very good. So let me just get to the interior of this car to check out what are the features provided on this EX variant. Yes guys, I'm right now inside the new Hyundai Creta EX variant, and this is how the dashboard looks like. It is quite similar to the S variant which I had already reviewed, because everything is exactly the same, every feature is exactly the same until you start noticing things. Of course, you get this same center console with the nice shiny gear lever, the touchscreen system, and even the chrome highlighted AC vents at the center, but there are certain lacking features on this variant. Now let me just start with the positives. Of course, you get the very same flat bottom steering wheel, which is really thick and nice to hold. It has the quality feel you would expect from such a premium car. You also get steering motor audio controls on either side, on the left side. On the right side, you can see that this car lacks cruise control. Instead, you get these standard controls for the MID, which is sort of an advanced system. It is not as high spec as full color as on the top spec variants, but still it is good. These are the controls for that, and apart from that, you get a tilt adjustable mechanism for the steering wheel. Of course, telescopic is available only on the top spec variants, so that's all about that. Coming to the stalks, you get headlamp control stalks on the right side. The wiper stalks are on the left side. You do not get any sort of auto headlamps or auto wiper function on this variant, and neither you get, of course, the cruise control buttons, which is okay. The S variant, however, gets cruise control and auto headlamp function, just to remind you of that. Moving on towards the right, you can see that the driver door has got all the controls you need, except for the electronic folding button for the ORVMs. You get almost everything. You get all 4 power windows. You get electronically adjustable ORVMs, but you cannot fold that electronically. You get central locking buttons over here as well. You also get a central window lock for the windows, of course. And of course you get to see this plastic kind of door handle instead of metal ones you may have seen on the top spec variants. This is just a simple black plastic. Even the locks are made of black plastic, so this is okay. Apart from this, every material, every panel you feel, every panel you touch is made of really good quality material. You get to see this nice sort of texture even on the door. Just have a look at this texture. It is kind of a nice pattern. It feels rich. It's really well detailed, nice heft to it. It's got a nice heft to it, nice feel to it. Coming to the AC vents, of course, this has got a nice range of adjustment. It's got a wide range of adjustment. Just like on the top spec variants, it's also nice and rich to look at, so that is really good. You get this headlamp leveler function on the right side of the driver on the dashboard. However, you do not get any sort of electronic traction control or any other thing. You get this simple rotary mechanism for the headlamp leveling function, so that's all. So you may have had a look at the dashboard without anything, everything turned on. So let me just turn that on. So for that, let me just show you the key before. This here is the key, the flip key for this EX variant. You do not get a push button start or smart key function. So that's all about that. Let me just slot it in, and so as you can see, that is a pretty good sound system. It is decent. It is not the best, but it's still decent. The top spec variants of the Hyundai Creta, of course, gets even awesome sounding audio system, but this one does not get that, but still it's decent enough. It gets only 4 speakers. So since we are talking about the infotainment system, let me show you all the features. Of course, the UI is really slick. It is nice to use. It is easy to respond. It's quick to respond. It's really nice. So sorry for that. So of course you get radio, you get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay as standard. So that's all about the infotainment system. You get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you get radio, you get Bluetooth connectivity, and that's it. Navigation is not provided as standard. For navigation on this variant, you have to connect to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. However, the interface is really slick. Every control is nicely built. It is seriously well built. Even on this entry level variant, every button, every control, the rotary knobs are really well finished. You can see this knurled finish on the rotary knobs, which is really good attention to detail. Coming to the instrument cluster, this is how the instrument cluster looks like on this EX variant. It may not be the most sophisticated, but this display is good enough. It is still a monochromatic display, but as you can see, it has got a 3D representation of the car itself whenever a door of this car is left open, so that is really good. To control the MID, you have to press this button over here. So you can basically control the display however you want. So this is a digital readout of the speedometer while you are driving at night probably. So this here is the average fuel economy with instantaneous efficiency as well. So this here is the trip meter A, trip meter B, and we are back to digital readout. And here we have the settings for light, door, sound, convenience, and so on. We have got the manual AC controls. However, even on this variant, you get the knurled finish as I already showed you on these rotary knobs, which is really good attention to detail. Hats off to Hyundai for this. You have got AC button over here. Even though this whole design itself is kind of plain and basic, it is still good. It's well built. The rotary knobs are really good to use. Even the hazard lamp button has got a good damp feel to it. That is really nice. It is so damn simple. You just got one fan speed rotary knob, one AC button, one interior recirculation button. You have got the directional flow control rotary knob over here, and you have got the temperature control over here. So that's all you need, and that's all is there. So that's good. So coming lower down further, you have got a 12-volt charging socket over here, and you've got a USB charging socket over here. This can be used as either a charging socket or your connectivity for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay for the system. And this is another charging socket, USB charging socket provided, so that is really very helpful and very thoughtful. We have this shiny, nice 6-speed manual gearbox on this CRDI diesel EX variant. It is really good to hold, and it's nice to see even such bits of chrome on this EX variant along with piano black. It is really nice to look at. I don't know, I'm really impressed. This EX variant, it has got such good detailing and nice feel good things. So that is really nice, very thoughtful. You got a couple cup holders over here. Of course, there is no felt lining, but it is kind of soft to touch at the bottom, so it may hold your drinks pretty well and sturdy. So you have got the handbrake lever over here, which is sort of basic. Of course, you do not get any sort of chrome on the tip, but still it's fine. You've got this armrest which has a sort of deep storage bin inside. It has got felt lining underneath. It's got a sort of carpeting thing, but it's not cooled. And of course the armrest itself is not adjustable. It is fixed even on the top spec variants of the Hyundai Creta, which could have been better, but still it's totally fine. It is a sort of soft armrest, but you do not get any sort of padding. Talking about padding, of course, on this variant you do not get any sort of padding on the door pads. Instead it's just hard plastic. They could have provided at least a fabric padding, but still it is acceptable, it is fine. The glove box is cooled even on this variant, which is really good and helpful. You get this nice sort of four stitching kind of design on the dashboard on every variant of the Hyundai Creta. So that is really very good. It kind of adds to the ambience of this cabin, even though it is an EX variant, even though it is not a top spec variant. Just have a look at this interior. It is nice. It is really impressive. I mean, the outside of the Hyundai Creta, the exteriors may not be up to everyone's tastes, but the interiors are definitely damn good. So coming to the roof, of course, you got the IRVM, which is manual only for day-night adjustment. It is not electrochromic. However, you get a nice felt-lined sunglass holder, and you also get these couple yellow cabin lights. I don't know why they are still maintaining yellow cabin lights. They could have provided white LEDs from the entry-level variant itself. You got another cabin light for the rear seats, which is also yellow, but still it works fine. And we have got couple sun visors. Of course, the driver sun visor does not get any sort of mirror or anything. No vanity mirror here. You get only a ticket holder. However, the passenger side gets a large vanity mirror, which is good. As you can see, that this is how the reverse parking sensor display looks like on the instrument cluster itself. Instead of being an always existent screen, the reverse parking sensor display is turned on when the sensors actually sense something really very close. So just have a close look at that. So that's all about the reverse parking sensors. Let me just turn on the engine because it's kind of hot here. Let's just check the NVH. So that's all. That is the engine noise. It is a 4-cylinder 1.5 liter CRDI turbo diesel engine, and that is the noise you get. That's all the noise you get. It is so very well damped. It is very, very refined, and even if you rev, it is smooth. It is so smooth. It does not have that typical diesel-y roughness to it. It is really smooth, really good, really nice to hear as well. Even at higher speeds, you will find this engine to be absolutely relaxed and really very noiseless. So let me just turn on the air conditioning to check out how's the cooling. Even in a couple seconds, I would say the air conditioning is really very effective, even though it's not an automatic climate control unit. For a manual control unit, this is really very good. It cools instantly even in today's heat conditions, so that is really commendable. And of course, let's let the engine be running. Let me just get to the rear seats now to check out the rear seat cooling and comfort on this EX variant. Yes guys, I'm right now in the back seat of the new Hyundai Creta EX diesel variant, and this is how the dashboard looks like. Even though this is an entry-level variant, you can see that the dashboard is pretty impressive to look at, and it's got even a lot of quality touches and very good quality materials. So talking about the rear seats, of course, this is the space available in this variant. It is absolutely spacious. It is really very accommodating. Of course, seating 3 people abreast is also very easy because of this flat seat base and bare minimum floor hump as well. Of course, as you can see, there is a bit of hump, but it's still very low, so that is good. Additionally, you also get these couple AC vents, which also have a good quality feel and design to them. This is really impressive, and the throw itself is decent. It is It is not the best, but it's still very decent, given the fact that the fan speed for the rear AC vents are controlled through the front system only. So when you turn the fan speed high at the front, even these rear AC vents fan speed are increased simultaneously. However, you do not get any sort of charging socket or anything for the rear passengers on this variant. You get this only slot where you can actually store your smartphones. So that is all. You get nice large door bins to store your 1 liter bottles. So these are large enough. You can easily store anything you want in there. So that is nice. You get 4 speakers, which also include 2 speakers for the rear doors. So that's all. You do not get any sort of tweeters on this variant for the rear seats, but it's still okay. You get rear power windows, which are smooth in operation, excellent. You also get the same black door handles and locks. It is quite a spacious cabin, very comfortable. The thigh support is decent enough. It may not be the best, but it is still very decent. The hedge point is really good. The hip point is excellent. Getting in and out of this cabin is also really very easy. The backrest angle is also very thoughtful and very comfortably laid out, except for the fact that you do not get any sort of height adjustable headrests for the rear seats on this variant. Neither does the S variant gets height adjustable rear headrests. I don't know why did they compromise on that. Another fact is that you do not get a rear armrest as well even on this variant. At least they could have provided an adjustable rear headrest mechanism if they were not planning to provide an armrest, but still it's totally fine. However, one thing which is a serious concern is that the entry-level variants of the Hyundai Creta does not get ISOFIX child seat mounts as standard. You do not get any sort of ISOFIX child mounts. Only the top spec variants get ISOFIX child seat mounts, which is kind of a serious omission, given the fact that ISOFIX child seat mounts are essential for such a premium car, even on the entry-level variant, because even compact SUVs nowadays provide ISOFIX child seat mounts as standard from the entry-level variant itself, but surprisingly the Creta does not. So apart from that, it is a good thing that this car provides all other safety features, including dual airbags, ABS, EBD, engine immobilizer and pretensioner equipped seatbelts as standard. However, they have somehow missed out on ISOFIX child seat mounts. I don't know why. So that's all about that. You get nice sturdy grab handles on the roof. So that's all about the rear seats of the Hyundai Creta. Do have a look at the dashboard again. It is quite a nice design. It's a nice place to be in. This is a really nice cabin to be in for long drives. So let me just get to the boot right now to show you the boot space and the flexibility of the Hyundai Creta EX. So yes folks, I'm right now going to open the boot of the Hyundai Creta EX, and this is how the boot looks like. It still has got 433 liters of boot space, which is really commendable. However, you do not get any sort of rear parcel tray on this variant. The S variant gets a rear parcel tray, so it's okay. Under the boot floor you get to see the non-space saver spare wheel, which is of full size. Let me just show you the size in a bit. Of course, you can see that this is not a space saver. It is still a full size 16-inch 205 section tire. It is a steel wheel, of course. Of course, this being an EX variant, you get only steel wheels as standard, no alloys. However, the fact is that this variant does not get 60-40 split rear seats. Even the S variant does not get 60-40 split function. But you can fold the rear seats as totally flat to provide more additional boot space for loading larger items. So that's all about the boot. Another interesting thing is that even this variant gets a yellow boot lamp, so that is really very helpful. So that's all about that. Let me just show you the engine. To open the engine bay, you have to pop this lever in the driver footwell, and that's it. It is a pretty damn heavy bonnet. Serious good quality levels under here. You get nice under bonnet damping as well. And we have this 1.5 liter 4-cylinder CRDI turbo diesel engine, which produces 115 PS of maximum power and a torque figure of around 250 Newton meters through a 6-speed manual transmission. The higher variants also get an option of a 6-speed torque converter automatic transmission. Be it any transmission or any state of tune, this engine is really very smooth. This engine is also found under the engine bay of the BS6 Hyundai Venue and will also be introduced in the new BS6 Hyundai Verna facelift. So this is a brand new engine which is really impressive and smooth, just like before. So that is good. So that is all. Let's just close the bonnet right now and conclude this review. So that was all about the EX variant of the newly launched new generation Hyundai Creta. It feels like the most value for money variant, given the fact that it has got almost all the features and equipment you need for a family crossover SUV. I mean, it is seriously impressive. The prices are on the screen for this EX variant Hyundai Creta, be it for the petrol or the diesel. So do let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this EX variant of the Hyundai Creta. Meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.